Hello and welcome to Conversations with Body and Mind with myself, Nirvana Lange. Body and Mind is your health and wellness online directory. And coming up in today's conversation, I'll be chatting to Jyoti Govind, and she's a wellness and well-being consultant, and we're going to go into that a little bit further in a moment. Jyoti, let's first start on hello, how are you? And welcome to the Body and Mind conversation.
Thank you. I'm good. And how are you?
Yes, great. Thank you. Looking forward to getting to know you a little bit and find out what you have to offer. Let's find out a little bit more about you. What is your story? How did all of this start? What are the reasons that you've decided to go into this alternative healing modalities? What is the story behind this?
Um, I think the story actually came later. So this is not my first profession. I actually studied and qualified as a textile designer. The year I qualified, most companies were retrenching. There were no jobs. And eventually I got a company at a ceramic company, painting ornaments and vases and things like that. But it became such a, if I can say, you could do it with your eyes closed. So there was no stimulation over there. And I've always massaged everybody at home. So I was very interested in massage. In those days, there wasn't much information about reflexology. So I started reading books in the library on reflexology, and I found an address for Johannesburg, which happened to be Inga Dugans. She's the lady that brought reflexology to South Africa. Wrote to her, and she sent me an address of a school in Pinetown where I studied. But while I was studying, I actually learned a lot and I found out a lot. So, a background to what I then did was as right through my childhood, high school, tech days, even when I first started working, I was basically as a child, I had all the allergies, you name it, except skin allergies. When I got to matric, the doctors actually said I needed to live in a bubble. I couldn't eat a lot of foods. Even in summer, I would wear a jersey. I could break the record for sneezing, even just a little dust. My life was terrible. I was teased always by my family, friends. You were basically, I was in and out of the doctor's office every second month. So you can imagine all the antibiotics that I was on through my childhood, hospitals, all of that. So I started with reflexology first, and we went very in depth into nutrition.
Mm.
And not so much the reflexology, but when we went into nutrition, I actually realized where my body was and what I needed to do and why it had broken down. And it was all about my immune system. And nobody actually looked at my immune system. Nobody helped my immune system to get better, to improve so that I could get better. So when I qualified, I actually worked on my own feet. It took me an hour and a half to work on both my feet, doing reflexology myself. And for a year, I went on a very simple diet, as in cut out, all your confectionaries. I have a sweet tooth. I still do. I used to eat a slab of chocolate in a day, gave up all of that. And it's 31 years down the line. I've not looked back. I
Fantastic.
don't get sick. If I do get a flu, it's like a day. I get it very severely, but I'm out for a day, sleep for a day, and the next day I'm fine. So
Yeah,
it's all about your immunity. And
exactly.
literally, I've not looked back. Yeah.
It and very much about what we put into our bodies. But I always say there's also an emotional underlying reason for a lot of things, right? So it's
Exactly.
there's the original sin that then brought on the immunity problem. And immunity, that's not the right word. What is the word?
So it would be a compromised immunity because,
Immunity. Oh, it is
yeah.
immunity, right. I don't know why it sounded so weird when I said it. And so for me, once I realized the issue with sugar or what creates sugar in your body, which is, which basically attacks everything in your body. So that's, yeah.
Sugar, and for me it's stress. So where you talked of the emotions,
Mm,
it's stress. So we have stress on a physical level, on a mental and emotional level. And then a lot of people don't look at the physiological level. So remember, we're carrying a lot of trauma from childhood, from early marriage, going into second marriage. So you'd have a lot of people that have gone through their third marriages and fourth marriages, and you think, why is this not working?
Mm.
Because they're still carrying all that trauma and not offloading it.
Yeah.
And with that, you also, it then actually manifests as a physical illness. So we
Exactly.
don't first get a physical illness. It settles in as an emotion.
Mm.
Eventually it settles in as a physical illness or a symptom, whatever you want to name it. Yeah.
All right. So, what amazing story, and you are a great spokesperson for how you can heal yourself once you really prepare to do the work and do the research. So, tell us a little bit more about wellness and well-being and being a consultant. Obviously, with your history and background, and you're a self-evident person of what can happen. So, what is it that you have to offer? What are some of those healing or therapies that you have to offer that can benefit people?
Okay, so firstly, my aim is to empower my clients. So whatever information I give them, they take back to their families and they do it as a whole. So I'll also look at my client that comes into me or the person that comes to me as a whole. We've got to look at the emotions, we've got to look at the physical, we've got to look at their lifestyles, they sleep. The two main factors that I work on is hydration and breath. And I still have people walking into my clinic that do not breathe full lung capacity. Reflexology is my baby. I've healed myself with it. It is one of the only treatments that's completely safe. You can work on a newborn baby's feet to somebody that's terminally ill, just to help them feel a little bit better about themselves. The basic bodily functions that you and I take for granted. Somebody that's terminally ill doesn't even have that. What I would do is a stimulation for 45 minutes, and your body will actually continue that stimulation for the next 8 hours. So, in fact, a reflexology session is like a 9 hour session, it's like a full day session from that one little session that you have. So, it's about giving the body the tool to trigger your own body's healing potential. And then to that, I add the lymphatic drainage, the lymphatic system, which I call my immune system. Okay. It's the system that detoxes my body and it's directly in sync with my immunity. So if my lymphatics is stagnant or stuck, I have a compromised immunity. And a lot of people don't work on that system. And unfortunately, the only thing for the lymphatics is a manual lymph drainage. So you have to see a therapist. There's no taking a pill or a supplement that would, do it 100%.
Mm.
It is amazing. I always refer to our bodies as a bin. Once a week we empty out our bin.
Mm.
If you don't, I mean, we're having this DSW strike right now, and this is a typical example.
I
We're all
know.
having this load up. There's odor, there's things growing. We want to get rid of it. Exactly the same thing is happening in our bodies. And many people don't understand proper detoxification. I'd like to repeat that detoxification is not in a pill. I've worked many years in and out of health shops, and people come in there looking for a pill to help their bodies detox. We have 5 to 6 detox organs, and your lymphatic system is one of them, one of the main ones. But it has to be done on a cellular level. So there's basic steps to it, and it all can't be done in a week's time. It's a basic process that you need to go to, because your cell is like your doorway.
Mm.
It's only that wide. And if you've got 100 people all trying to rush through, they're all going to get stuck in the doorway.
Yeah.
Okay. So the same in the cell. Everything doesn't come out at one go. So you have to do it on a slow process, and there's a basic step to follow. You have to do the nutrition part of it, because doing the pill or even the fasting, and then you go and you eat foods that are feeding it. So you mentioned sugars. So we all know that, anything in flour, when it breaks down in our body, breaks down into sugars. But then people also don't look at the high sugar fruits that they eat.
Mm.
So it's fructose, but if you're eating too much of it, or combining with incorrect foods or eating it in the incorrect way, it's going to cause fermentation and problems in our gut as well.
Yeah.
So I work together with nutrition. So with the aromatherapy, also I do sinus drainage, which is another popular therapy of mine. So we look at sort of taking medication and sprays and things like that just to subside our symptoms. Okay, it does not actually cure it. Something simple. I mean, like I said, could break the world record for sneezing, but just by working on my feet and changing the way I ate, what I ate, actually cured me. So it didn't actually just suppress the symptoms; it cured me. So a lot of our problems are reversible if we provide it with the correct tool.
Exactly.
And then in aromatherapy also, the oils that we use, the essential oils that we use, they have their own properties to help relieve stress, to help with digestive issues, to help with infections. So those oils are normally stay on the body. We normally say keep it on for about 8 hours, so that the oils absorb through the skin and they can do what they do. But I also make up my own aromatherapy products. So once we've passed the nutrition part of it, then I start with my clients on living clean. So, using cleaner products on my skin with less chemicals. So we're doing it with the food as well, less pesticides, less chemicals. What am I breathing in? So what are the products that I'm using in my house? The cleaning products, the air fresheners. So I make up my clean products, but I also have workshops where I teach people how to make simple things, just with things out of your kitchen, and then buying a few aromatherapy oils, and you can make your own products. So you're living cleaner, but it's also cost effective.
Yeah.
Everything is so expensive these days.
Yeah.
So you can make up your own products and live a cleaner life. So I believe in simple living. And then I've also authored 2 books. So my first one was Simple Living, which was basically on nutrition, the do's and don'ts, utensils, how would you eat, things like that. The second one I wrote was Reconnect, which came out as we went into COVID, which was an ideal book for COVID, because not only do I talk about hydration and breathing and detoxification, but the book is aimed at helping you reduce the intoxication. The more you reduce the amount of toxins that are coming into your body, the lighter your body and the better it can function. So yeah, that's the basics of my practice.
Oh, wow. Well, that sounds amazing. And you are based, as you said, in Durban, correct?
Yes, I'm based in Hillcrest, at Value Medical Center, and I'm also based in Reservoir Hills. So I'm in Hillcrest on a Wednesday and a Friday, and the balance of the days I'm in Reservoir Hills.
And how can people get hold of you?
Okay, they can get hold of me on WhatsApp on 076 987 0195.
Fantastic. And also, people can go to the Body and Mind website, where they can type in wellness and well-being consultant. And you can look for her information there. If you want to ask her more questions, you can interact with her on our Body and Mind blog interactive site, which is bodyandmindblog.coza, and our website and directory is bodyandmind.coza. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow and share it to people that you think can gain benefit with these wonderful members that we are having on our website. And welcome. Thank you for sharing your time with us today.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.